Alright guys, today it's gonna be a weird video. Today we're gonna talk about the dark truth of my first Etsy sale. And when I say dark truth, what I really mean is what happened with my first Etsy sale and why is it dark, right? Why is it something that's kind of weird? And I want to show you guys the design. I want to show you guys and tell you guys why I think it's the dark truth, because I have since deleted that listing. I pretty much deleted it 2 days after it sold, realizing what I have done, what I shouldn't do and what I should be careful of. And let's talk about that and why is it a dark truth. So here's the dark truth that I'm talking about. This video I made back November 14th titled Merch by Amazon Account Terminated. And as you can see here, they sent me a letter and I was terminated from Merch by Amazon. I've since not got my account back and I don't think I ever will. I've sent them multiple appeals but no success. So why is this the dark truth? Well, the reason I was banned on Merch by Amazon was for making a design that profited off human tragedy. And what the design was right here in the video. I show it and it says, "Baby, it's COVID outside." So this design actually got me banned and terminated from Merch by Amazon. Not only alone the design, I also was trying to do some cheeky things with the keywords in the title. Definitely do not recommend trying to game the system. It will never work in your favor. So if you're on Merch by Amazon, please be careful and protect your accounts at all costs. But the point of this video is not to talk really about Merch by Amazon. You can see here I showed it. It was selling a lot, right? And that's cool. But what the dark truth is that on Etsy, my first two sales that I got in the first week of posting 3 listings was "Baby, it's COVID outside" t-shirts. And here's the thing. Although I might have made some more sales off the "Baby, it's COVID outside" t-shirts on Etsy, and it didn't really seem like anyone with those shirts were getting taken down on Etsy, I didn't want to risk it. I've already risked my Amazon account and it did not go so well. So I trusted my gut and I took them down on Etsy. And before we go look at the shirts on Etsy, I want to tell you guys that you don't really know if something is going to get you in trouble until it gets you in trouble. So if you think it might, it's better to be safe than sorry in this case, especially with a Merch by Amazon account or an Etsy shop. Those things take a lot of time to build, and having them just shut down, in the case of Amazon, you cannot get back on the platform. So that's not really very fortunate. In the case of Etsy, you are basically at a loss for all your progress, and you do also have a really hard time to get another shop on the platform because they can see your IP, they can pretty much ban you instantly or suspend your shop and stop you from creating more shops. So those 2 platforms you don't want to mess around with, especially those 2. And the other ones like Redbubble and like that, you also want to be careful. They are a lot more forgiving over there. Etsy and Amazon are not as forgiving. They will stomp down on you if you try to do something that their system does not like. And human tragedy, even on Redbubble, I took those designs down because human tragedy and directly trying to profit off it by using the word COVID is a no-go for pretty much all of these websites. And even though there's tons of listings for it, is it worth your whole account just to make a few sales on one design? Even if it's on Amazon, though I was making like 5 to 10 sales a day, but was it worth my whole account? No, absolutely not. Imagine how many more sales I could have been making right now had I taken that design down, or not posted at all and just did it the right way, and it would have been a lot more. So with all that being said, let's go look at the design over on Etsy. It was a different design than this one. Let's go take a look at my first 2 sales and I'll tell you guys, why I took it down and how long after I took it down after I made the sales. So here they are right above my head, 1 and 2. Someone actually ordered 2 of these shirts and, honestly, I was pretty proud of this design. I think it looked really nice. And other than the fact that it's profiting off human tragedy, it was a really good design. But, Etsy doesn't care and Merch by Amazon doesn't care how good your design is. If it's going against their terms and services, you're gonna get squashed, so you need to be careful. And I was careful. After I made these sales and they shipped out, I took down the listing and I had 2 other listings, similar to these with profiting off human tragedy, which were "Baby, it's COVID outside." I took them down and I didn't want to risk my account. So that's pretty much the story there. But that's the dark truth of my first Etsy sales, is that they actually were "Baby, it's COVID outside" designs. and I did get paid for these. I did make money off them, and technically Etsy could have stopped me down. They could have said no, but before they even had the chance, even though I did sell them, I took down the listings. I did not want to, risk it. And that's the dark truth of my first Etsy sales. Now, before I end the video and just say later, I know this video was kind of clickbait. The dark truth, it's a bit intense. However, honestly, for print on demand, it's true. This is a dark truth because print on demand is a long-term business, and if you don't treat it that way, it's not going to be a long-term business. So if you're just treating it as a day-by-day thing, then why would I take these babies COVID outside designs down if I can make $1 tomorrow? Well, the thing is, print on demand is a long-term business, and in order for it to be a full-time business and a profitable business long-term, it needs to be sustainable over time. And having your shop closed down because of just a few sales on one design, that's not sustainable over a long period of time. So when you're basically trying to make a print on demand shop successful, if you want to replace your 9-to-5 income, if you want to go full time, if you want to do anything that involves making more money, you need to build it up. So building it up involves being careful, because if you're not careful, all of it will be torn down. And that is the problem with having, all of your time invested into a platform that you don't control. Obviously, you can make a Shopify store, but then you do have to drive your own traffic. So there are a lot of other obstacles with that. So really, what I would suggest is being careful and focusing on a long-term business plan. Don't just focus on the day by day. Don't just focus on, tomorrow's money. Focus on the long-term money. And especially with like Merch by Amazon accounts, if you do that, you can build up immensely, because all these shirts you're building up are basically adding to more and more sales, and you're not having to go back and edit things. Really, you can just put it up once, do the work once, and it's there. Which is the beauty of print on demand, is that you can make passive income, you can make income over time. You don't have to, always be working on it 24/7 to continue to make money. Once you have a lot of work up front done, you can stop designing if you want and just continue to make the same amount of money, maybe a little bit less here and there, but you'll still make money. And that's why print on demand is good, and that's why you also need to focus long term, not short term, because after all, this is a passive income goal, right? The goal of print on demand is to make enough designs and establish yourself on these platforms so you're making passive income without actually having to do anything. And if you think short term, it's going to be hard to build that up, because before you even build it up, you're going to be taken down if you're not careful. So focus on playing by the rules on these platforms and build up your shops to a substantial amount over time. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to game the system, and focus on a long-term business plan or a long-term goal that you can achieve over time, not just day by day. Day by day does matter, but focus on the bigger picture when you're making decisions like, should I post this design? Is it worth it? Is it worth my account? No, it's not. Focus on that. And that's all for this video. If you guys made it to this point of the video, comment down below, safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been your friend Jack. Keep striving, stay blessed. Peace.